You know the drill. You buy the ticket, you take the ride. And good morning. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz with me, Jimmy. Today, I have a special guest, the first lady to grace the presence of the Morning Buzz, a lady I've known for a couple years now. I actually met at Camp Anarchy in 2019 that I slightly remember because I may or may not have been slightly inebriated, but we won't talk about that. We'll talk about other things. But my friend from Camp Punksylvania, Riot Squad Media, Terry Ann Smith. Nick, can you bring her in? Hey,
Hey,
how are
how's
you?
it going? I'm good. I'm sorry, my cat is
Uh,
here. He's joining us. He's the
that
first cat you probably had.
this is the first cat. This is the first cat. Just children so far.
Oh, yeah, he's an old man, so he's missed me all day. He hasn't had me at all, so
My dad's
he's got
cat's
a
like that. Like, oh, he just like my dad will get home and it's like attached for the rest of the night.
yeah.
Yeah.
He'll eventually bugger off now that he's like once he's comfortable and he's kind of staked the surroundings and he knows that I'm okay. Once that happens, he's fine. But he needs his loving first, and my allergies are just gonna go like nuts.
But you'll be covered in hives too.
Try not to touch him too much. He's not gonna let me though. Look at him. He's like, I love you. Love me.
So
How's it going, Jimmy?
it's going good. It's going good. I'm getting excited. Things are starting to let up a little bit here, and camp's approaching, and punk rock bowling's approaching, and all that good stuff. I don't know. Where do you want to start? Well, first, I want to start because I met you at Camp Anarchy. I want to know where that bad religion parking thing came from in the back.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have two things that are from Anarchy. So I guess I gotta start from the beginning. You're part of PPT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as some may know, I admin along with four other dudes, PPT. And one of them happened to win some passes, some backstage passes for the weekend. It was pretty rad. They're right here. These are my VIP and stuff.
Oh,
So I
nice.
got to hang out all weekend backstage because I figured I'll probably never get to do this ever again. So I might as well just,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Soak it in.
suck it in. Yeah, just so I soaked it in completely. And Bad Religion, as a lot of folks know, is my favorite band. I've always loved them. If you go check my Facebook page, I have the "Don't Be a Henchman" quote because it's definitely one of my favorite songs
Me
from
too.
theirs. Yeah, it's just a fantastic song. And when they played "All No Control," I was just like, nobody talk to me, nobody look at me,
I
and just
know.
meh.
I never
So
expected it either.
no, and leading up to that, I was listening to No Control like crazy. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to. It was kind of my way to psych myself up before it. And after the No Effects set, so one of the cool things about winning those passes is you got to go meet Pennywise, right where they hang out, which is kind of like behind. There was this building, and then behind the building was kind of where all the RVs had parked, and everybody. That's kind of where they just hung out at night. And I think there was a fire, and they were able to do stuff. I wasn't allowed back there, but I was for Pennywise. I believe my friend Nick, who's also an admin at PPT, after the No Effects set, which we were backstage for, he kind of went exploring and he ripped himself the No Effects one, and then he got the Bad Religion one for me. So I thought that was pretty cool
That's
because,
awesome.
yeah, and so it was kind of sleeping next to me all for 2 years almost till I kind of made my set. I just kind of had it on like a nightstand that I have next to my bed, and it was just kind of there. And then like in the mornings, it'd be like, "Good morning, Bad Religion,"
Yeah.
like
No, that's
I didn't really do that, but
right. But no, that's like that's a cool piece of, memorabilia. And from like, I don't know, that whole weekend was just a great time. Like it was like the 2 year anniversary of this weekend. Like
been so sad. I'm looking at my memories, and it's just
I
you
know.
know,
Same. Same. All the
I,
people, I'm just like, man. And, like, I know, like, you guys are probably spread out too, but, like, oh, we're so spread out, like, it's almost across the country if I'd have to see everybody, and it's just like
Yeah, and PPT was a big part of that. It kind of just got us to meet a bunch of people from all over. Like
no, it was
I'm
awesome.
from Canada, so
Yeah, you
I,
got
I'm
it.
pretty, I'm pretty far. And so and I made more Canadian friends. I made a ton of American friends, and people that I still talk to today. It might just be like, "Hey, like how's it going?" or "Happy birthday" or something like that. But you always know that PPT is kind of like a family and they care. And that's kind of the whole idea of that behind camp, Punksylvania was kind of born from that. So
Yeah, and
it's
we can
a
just
way to get us together.
lead into that. You ladies are knocking it out, like, at the park, because like I said, it was more local bands and stuff like that at first, and then, like, you guys added the Queers, Bigwig, like, there's some big ass names coming there.
Yeah, and we're not quite done.
I know, I
I'm
know.
not too, but yeah, we're very excited. We have one more band to announce. I believe we're planning on announcing on the 7th. I'm not too sure when this airs,
Will
but
be Saturday. That'll be the 5th.
it's Saturday, yeah. So that we're almost there. We're
Yeah,
almost there. In a few days, you guys are gonna know. So very exciting. We've uh, we've worked hard for it.
you definitely have.
At first, it was smaller bands, and we kind of thought that we needed just a not say that the small bands aren't great because they're fantastic, but we always heard in the back of people, mine was, you know, who else? Who else? Who's the big one? Who's the big one?
Right.
And it was just made us go, well, why not? Let's just try. Let's just ask and try and see if anyone's gonna laugh at us or maybe we'll look stupid or and I'm sure for many we did. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. They probably went like, who the fuck are these girls? Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
So piss shit fuck, we're good.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm sure they laughed about it. I'm sure they fucking just went, "Who the fuck are they?" And these are what bands? Like, what the fuck, And when the queers finally said yes, we're just like, "Is this real life? Is this really happening? Did we just land them?" It was kind of like in disbelief because we tried, but we had no idea we were ever going to land them.
Right.
It was kind of surreal for us. And then it's kind of once we announced the queers, then it was kind of like a floodgate just of bands of which we never even thought of. We're just, you know, we want to play at this thing now. And it was like, fuck. So we started off at the time, I believe there were 16 bands, and now we're up to 23. And that includes, Blank 77, Queers, The Antagonizer, ATL, Stolen Wheelchairs. They weren't part of the original. Filthy Lowdown wasn't part of the original, represent.
Yeah. I can't wait till
Uh,
Saturday.
oh, you're so lucky.
Mhm.
And yeah, yeah, we're in lockdown here, so we're till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really say till tomorrow because we're technically still in lockdown for a few more weeks after that.
Yeah,
But
Morgan was telling me last week that things are lifting for you guys up there too. Like, it was by Providence though, but he wasn't sure because I had mentioned you, and he said he wasn't sure just where you were at or anything, and I wasn't 100% sure anywhere. I don't know where I'm at half the time.
yeah, I am just on, I guess, next to Lake Huron. So I would be closest to Michigan.
Okay.
And about 3 hours from Detroit. So from Toronto, depending on the highway, it can be anywhere from like 3.5 to 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
kinda know where you are because I went to visit, like, Brent and Shelley and all them in Michigan, like, back in October, so I was kinda close to that area.
yeah. So I'm not crazy far from anything. I think Camp Pennsylvania is about 8 hours for me.
Oh, that's not
So I
horrible.
would give it a try to do. Ohio was about 9 8 9 hours,
Yeah.
but it was kind of like straight down, whereas this I'm kind of just going on a diagonal across. Well, I think I'm gonna hit up Michigan, and I think I hit Ohio, and then I get to Pennsylvania, like through that way.
Yep, yep, yeah, because that's exactly because you kinda just go around the lake in a sense, like because that's how
Yeah,
we
and
went, yeah.
I wish it were kind of like this giant bridge like they have in Niagara,
I
and then
said the
just
same thing. I'm like, wouldn't this be so easier if it was just like a straight shot right across the water? Like, I don't know. You
yeah,
can be wishful, right?
yeah. And the problem with Lake Huron, and I'm sure they see this with other Great Lakes, is like the lake affects snow. Because I'm right on the lake, it's hard to describe if you don't really live there. But winter storms here are incredibly dangerous because you can't see anything. You can't see your hand in
My
front of your face
my
because it's like,
Yeah, my friend
uh,
Jared got caught in one on his way home from Erie a year ago, and he said, and it was like 17 inches of snow, like he said, just like instant, you know what I mean? Like over a quick period of time, he's like, you couldn't see a foot in front of you. He's like, it was the craziest thing I've ever driven through.
yeah, and it's kind of like hyperdrive and like Star Wars, and all you see is
Yeah,
just like there's flying in front of you,
that's
and you
so
just
funny
don't
because I
know.
think of it the same way.
Yeah, so it's scary. So I can't really see them really wanting to build a bridge because they're gonna have to shut it down halfway through the winter anyways, like they do our highways. So
Yeah, I never even thought about the ice and all that issue.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been warm. It was a warm winter this year, but
We had a
yeah.
hell of a winter here, like most snow we've had in, oh God, probably a decade, I bet.
Oh, really? For
Yeah.
us, it was mild. We barely saw anything. We did see towards the end, it's kind of accumulated, but it goes as, it shows up and then it goes just as fast because of the lake. The lake never froze over. So that kind of tells you how warm. And that makes for actually worse storms because they're just, that wind is just flying at you. Like, that's the thing. I moved here, let's say 10 years ago. Yeah, it's going to be my 10th year, and the wind still freaks me out. Like it's just so loud off the lake. It's scary.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Mother Nature. I was actually the morning I was going to interview Scooter. I went outside and we had a bad windstorm, and it actually uprooted the trees outside of my house and pushed them into our building. And I mean, it was crazy. I was like, so we didn't end up getting to do the interview that day. And I was like, of course, out of all days to have a windstorm, it would be today.
That shit's scary, man. Yeah, Mother Nature. You guys see like tornadoes, I think,
They
and
have them
maybe
more
some.
like Ohio. Like I don't know. When we were at Camp Anarchy, remember there was bad tornadoes right before we got there.
Yeah. So the
You're
Saturday,
right, yeah, that storm.
I you guys all got hit by this storm. I was asleep because I don't drink, and I'm usually first one up, last one, or first one down, first one up. So after all the shows, I'm just like, I'm gonna be in bed and I'm gonna rest up for the next day. So I did, and I put my earplugs in, and I guess I went to bed. And an hour later, it was like torrential downpour. And we were in the RV spot, just kind of directly across from you guys. I saw a picture that you put, and like the
Yeah, you were right
vehicle that,
behind us.
yeah, right behind you.
Yeah.
And so we had a pop up tent, which is my girlfriend Jen and I. We were sleeping in that. And then the people we had come with had like a hard trailer. So everybody went in the hard trailer to just kind of shelter themselves from everything. And all they said was they saw the fucking pop up tent just going like this the whole time. And I did not feel a thing. I didn't. I woke up at 6:37 in the morning and everything was soaked. And I'm like, the sun was out, but I was like, what just happened? Why is it so wet? Why is this bowl that was sitting on the table dry, just full of water? Like, what the hell just happened? And of course, there's not a sound, but you could see like people were just like shell shocked. Like something had happened. They kind of looked like zombies and they were just miserable. I think I saw a couple people crying in the corner. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Listen, we were catching people's like their canopies and stuff. They were flying at RVs. We were out catching them and stopping them from hitting RVs. And then Jared and I went back to our tent probably because we were the only people in the RV section without an RV because we're those guys. So we go
Yeah.
back to our tent and we lifted up the water off the tent, and there was so much water we couldn't even get in the door, and we just started laughing. We opened it and I jumped on my inflatable mattress, I remember, and it was just like splash. And it was full, and I was just like, "Ah, fuck it." So, but everything, like you said, the sun out was out the next day, and it was warm, so everything dried out pretty quickly, which was nice.
Yeah, it was really fast. I went to Pumpkin Drublic the year
Me
before.
too.
Yeah, so we didn't meet then.
No.
And we actually slept in the tent section for that one. We didn't. My friend didn't have her pop up tent
Oh,
yet,
that one
and there
was
was actual rain during the day, and we were in like the shittiest of lots, so shitty
No, that
that
whole setup was shitty that year.
yeah, they didn't use up half the lot that we were in because it was just like a giant mud hole, and like apparently people's tents were starting to like sink in it. And then there was this girl who was next to us, and she just like drank her face off. She was from Michigan. I don't know if that says anything, but um, I go use the porta potty because I'm like that, and I come back and she's face down in a puddle, and people are like just kind of staring at her, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I finally like turn her head, and like you see this water just like spray out of her, and she's still not getting up, and then this EMT guy finally came out. He's like, "Oh, is this your friend?" And I'm like, "No, this is my neighbor. Like, help her out." And it took six of us to get her finally like
Oh
in
my
her
god.
friend's truck, and that was pretty. I don't want to see that at Camp Pennsylvania, but
No, no, I
but
just remember that being an it was like an endurance test. There was so much walking that year and, like, it was just laid out so bad. Like, it was literally like a 2.5 mile walk that seemed like to get to freaking down into to where the stage was.
we were like at the very last lot too because of that Friday bullshit setup.
Mhm.
You know, there. But yeah, we had to walk a solid 15 minutes to get to our tent. It was just my legs never felt so good though.
No, I
It
think
was
I
just
slept them for like a month straight after that.
well, at least you didn't get hit by the anarchy plague. I got hit real hard with that one. I was on antibiotics for like a good solid 10 days.
Oh,
And
really?
like, yeah, I don't know what happened, but I just caught something and I couldn't get rid of it. And I finally had to go to the hospital because I couldn't breathe. And
Oh my
they're
goodness.
like, here, you have like pneumonia and here are these antibiotics and good luck to you. And I'm like, all right, cool. But I wasn't the only one. There were so many people. It was either like scrapes that they got and they got super infected. I remember some chick was in the hospital for like 3 days or something,
Holy
like just
shit.
IVs and stuff. Like, I don't know, but yeah, that's what we called it, the anarchy plague. If you looked up like PPT 2 years ago, there's probably like a month solid afterwards where people are like, I've never been so sick. And we look back and we're like, what the, you know, we're, we weren't that sick.
Yeah, well, like, conditions weren't that great, like I said that year, like, oh man, that was bad. But
I'm hoping September is a good time. I don't know PA in September.
usually good.
Yeah, it's early PA, so
Yeah,
it's early September. We said, Laura and I were already thinking of next year too. Not too much, but we're just like, if it's nice weather and we enjoy it, we might keep the date around the same time and,
I
give people their time to do what they want to do in the summer and then come see us in the fall.
yeah, I think it's a good time, like, and I think it'll look nice, the leaves will probably start changing instead it'll look like, especially all the pictures I've seen from that place, it looks beautiful.
Oh my goodness, yes. I'm just very excited. I haven't been able to see it because I'm on lockdown, and who knows if I'll be able to see it because I'm on lockdown.
Well,
And
I hope you are able to come.
me too. We have plans. The filthy lowdown are gonna dig me out with spoons, a nice little tunnel, and then I have some friends with rafts. They're gonna like stick them together, and hopefully we can get me across.
Yeah,
Um,
those
right
guys
now,
those guys are so great.
yeah. Oh, sweethearts, and they have something coming up with us just in a few weeks. So make sure you stick around. It's pretty good. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna say we're just gonna be hunting some punks.
Okay.
Let me. I
Y
don't know.
yeah, well,
I
that's
don't know.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So, that's the biggest thing is trying to keep ourselves like and you guys entertained and busy and understanding that we're still just waiting. You guys are opening up way faster, so you're finally able to go to shows, but it's very exciting.
Yeah, no, and it's like, I don't know, it's the people a lot of people are still weird about it, like, when I went to see the Snip, like, there wasn't very many, you know what I mean, but it was the first nice weekend we've had in a while too, so, there's contributing factors.
Was it up a
Yes.
Oh, they keep calling that place is really
Oh, I love that place, I played there a few times myself.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You played though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to play a set. You're gonna have to bring it, do acoustic, punk rock karaoke, just hop on stage and
I used to sing too, not well, but I sang.
We all sing.
Yeah,
Some of us like to admit it more than others, but we all sing.
everybody hears me at work all the time, so they just got to get used to it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, is punk really known for its beautiful vocals and, you know,
No,
great assemblies of songs?
that's
It's
what's so
kind of,
beautiful about it.
yeah, and I say this all the time with punk. It's so ugly that it's perfect. It's just,
You couldn't have said it better.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the part of it I love the most. It's finding those little rough parts and little rough little riffs and shit like that, and just being like, you couldn't have nailed that any better. And they probably couldn't. That's the funny thing, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I think we'll call it here. Next time we're gonna have Laura on, and we'll get you guys to talk more about Riot Squad and stuff. Like, I just didn't want to get into that without her here. That way, you guys can actually.
she's great. She knows.
She is. You both are. Seriously, you guys have done a lot of good things for everything, and
No,
just,
that's very kind. Thank you.
no, and
We
thank you for bailing me out.
no, no. Well, you know, we're a community, right?
Yes.
And from the start of this, that was kind of always our goal, was trying to find a way, especially through Riot Squad, was finding a way to be inclusive of everybody. Um, because I don't know, I don't really fit in anywhere. And that's kind of, punk was my way in to just finding a group of people that kind of understood me, but at the same time, I understood them, and, making sure that it was kind of like just perfect. We fit.
Yeah, I
Balance.
literally feel closer to you guys than I do most people around here, like my hometown and stuff. And that's the truth, just because we're all like-minded, we all, think alike, and like I said, it's just good. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely.
yeah,
I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm excited to meet you finally.
yeah.
Well,
Again,
again,
yeah,
last
and
time we
I'm.
really talked, I spoke to your friend.
I know. Like I said, I was off in my own little land that day, but I will be good this time. I'm a different person now. At least
Yeah,
I like to think so.
I've seen your growth. Obviously, I've been kind of watching from the start, and it's been really quite awe-inspiring. I think, Laura and I, we kind of had a base, so it was just kind of how to work from that base. But you're just really starting brand new, and you're doing great, dude. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll fucking take this world by storm. Who cares? Maybe you'll be headlining your own Punksylvania. Maybe you'll be. Who knows, right? What
Yeah.
does the future hold for Jimmy?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep trying. And I appreciate that. Like, I've had a couple of people tell me that, and I do appreciate it, just because it's just something to do and something to keep busy. And like I said, I like to give people a stage and get people's names out there. Just share the wealth, share the community.
Exactly. And yeah, like that was always our goal, was just trying to find a way to be a voice for bands, especially right now, like with COVID and everything, they just didn't have a way to, bands are really good with music, and they're really good at making music and doing things that I can't even imagine doing. So to be able to help my community, who right in the old ticker all
Right.
day, every day, was just kind of a good fit. And this was kind of, I've planned events before, and you know, I've done organizational shit, and I've worked television for, ooh, I worked in television for like 15 years, and then theater for about 5 years before that. So I understand the production side of things. I kind of understand that setup, the teardowns, what you kind of need, what you're looking for lights and amps and backlines, and I still have to depend on other people to help me out with that, because there's still some things that, I'm a television person, not necessarily an audio person,
Right.
or strictly to a concert person. So there's a lot I'm learning every time. And sometimes it just takes me a little bit of time to just step back and be like, all right, this is your thing. I'm going to put my trust in you, still watching and learning and asking questions, but, I'm going to have to set my ego aside, whatever that looks like, and let you run your show, because when we do this, we have audio engineers.
Hmm.
Um, my job's more specifically is the stage setups, because that's what I'm more comfortable with, and it's what I've done for years and years. So, it's a team, right? We meet often, and we talk about what we have, and we look at our lists, and we look at our band lists and what they're, bringing to the table, and just kind of finding what fits for all of us. And I hope people like it. I do.
I think it's
It
gonna be
keeps
just
me up at
fine.
night. It's the things that make me like wake up in a cold sweat and be like, shit, am I am I making a mistake? And the answer that always comes back to that is no.
No.
It doesn't matter how great or how bad, or as long as I get to see my punk family and get to hang out with everybody and be a part of something that's, way bigger than me, then
Yeah,
I'm happy. Yeah.
yeah. No, but you guys, both of you you've done great things, and just keep it up too, like, because it's good and it's gonna be great, and I can't wait to be there.
I'm excited to see you
Me too.
finally.
I
Fun. And this time we are going to say words to each other.
Yes, yes, for sure. But I will talk
Now,
to.
was there the guy that came with you then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That who I was speaking with? I
yeah,
wasn't sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't in speaking mode at that time.
No,
Mm,
but he had cute signs, and they had like directions to like, oh, I can't remember them, but
we
they
did
were
all
they were
right.
super. You guys did good for your little, and you guys didn't have an RV. You guys just kind of snuck in there.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all.
yeah, we did good. But I
Yeah,
will.
you guys did.
Yeah, but I will talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for having me again.
And thank
And
you for
yeah,
coming on, and you'll be back.
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm here for you, dude. Thank you again so
Thank
much,
you.
and
We'll
we'll see
see
you
you
soon.
soon. Bye-bye. Bye. And that was Terry Ed Smith from Riot Squad Media and Camp Punksylvania. Go to the web pages, check it out. You know all the Instagram, Facebook, yada yada yada. Um, you know the drill. Until next time, you buy the ticket, you take the ride. We'll see ya.